The air hung heavy, thick with the stench of fear and decay. Ruins stretched out under a blood-red sky, remnants of a battle fought and lost. I, Kaelen, wandered through this graveyard of hope, clutching a shard of prophecy, my last shield against despair. A whisper, cold as ice, slithered down my spine.
Looking for this boy?
A figure emerged from the swirling dust, tall and draped in shadows. His eyes, burning embers in the twilight, held an ancient evil. The mark of the shadow hand, a symbol of chaos and destruction, was etched onto his armor. Fear, cold and paralyzing, gripped my heart. It was him, the Harbinger, the right hand of the god of destruction. He had found me. My hand instinctively went to the hilt of my sword, its familiar weight a small comfort. I was outmatched, outgunned, but not out of hope. The prophecy echoed in my mind. When the shadow hand rises, so too shall the Lightbringer. My time had come. Could I fulfill my destiny? Doubt gnawed at me, a relentless beast. The Harbinger laughed, a hollow, chilling sound that echoed through the ruins.
You, a Lightbringer? You are nothing but a boy playing at being a hero.
His words stung, but they also ignited a fire within me. The prophecy wouldn't lie. I had to believe. With a deep breath, I cast aside the cloak that concealed my identity. The mark on my chest, a radiant sun, blazed with a light of its own, reflecting off the Harbinger's surprised face.
I am Kaelen, descendant of the Lightbringer, and I will not let you win.
I unsheathed my sword, its blade singing as it met the air, a beacon of defiance against the encroaching darkness. The die was cast. The Harbinger moved with unnatural speed, a blur of darkness and steel. His blade, wreathed in shadow flame, whistled through the air, aiming for my heart. I parried, each clash sending shockwaves through my arms, the force threatening to shatter my bones. The stench of death clung to him, a suffocating aura. I fought back with the fury of a cornered animal, every parry, every thrust fueled by desperation and a sliver of hope. The ruins around us became our stage, the shattered stones echoing with the clang of steel against steel. But the Harbinger was relentless, his attacks growing fiercer, pushing me to the brink. Each swing of his blade was a testament to his power, honed over centuries of bloodshed and conquest. He fought with the cold precision of a serpent, his strikes aimed at exploiting the slightest weakness. Exhaustion gnawed at me, my muscles screaming for respite. Blood, hot and slick, seeped from a gash on my arm, staining the ground crimson. Yet I couldn't yield, not while the fate of the world hung in the balance. The prophecy was my only guide, my only hope. Remembering the ancient teachings of my lineage, I channeled the light within, my sword glowing brighter, pushing back the shadows that clung to the Harbinger. I moved with newfound agility, my strikes becoming fluid, each one a testament to generations of warriors who fought against the darkness. The Harbinger faltered, surprise flickering in his fiery eyes. He had underestimated me, just as countless others had before him, but this was no time for complacency. Victory demanded sacrifice. With a roar that ripped from my lungs, I poured every ounce of my being into one final, desperate attack. My blade met his, the clash echoing like thunder through the ruins. Time seemed to stand still. Then, with a sickening crunch, his blade shattered, my own piercing his armor, finding his heart. The light within me flared, banishing the shadows that clung to him. The Harbinger gasped, his eyes widening in disbelief as his form flickered and then vanished, consumed by the light. Victory. It washed over me in waves, bittersweet and laced with pain. I'd won, but at what cost? I collapsed to my knees, the adrenaline that had fueled me fading, leaving behind a chilling emptiness. My body ached, a tapestry of new wounds stitched onto the canvas of old scars. The silence that descended was deafening, broken only by the rasp of my own breath. Around me the ruins stood silent, bearing witness to the struggle. The prophecy was fulfilled, the shadow hand vanquished. But the battle had taken its toll. Looking at the devastation, I knew this was only the beginning. The god of destruction still loomed, his shadow stretching across the land. As I rose, leaning heavily on my sword, a new resolve filled me. The path ahead would be long, fraught with danger and uncertainty. But I was no longer the same boy who had walked into these ruins. I was Kaelen, the Lightbringer, and I would bear my scars as badges of honor, a testament to my resilience. The world was broken, but it was not beyond saving. With each sunrise, I would fight for myself, for my people, for the future that had been stolen from us. The fight for light had just begun, and I, the Lightbringer, would see it through to the end.